Hello there, how are you? I hope you're doing well. It is 9 p.m. on a Saturday night in Tokyo, Japan, and it's time for an Answer Plus webinar for English language learners. And this evening, I am focusing on icebreakers. And it's part 3 of a 3-part webinar. And tonight we're talking about travel as an icebreaker. My specialty are English language learners here in Japan, so Japanese English language learners. And part of the challenge for Japanese English language learners is to stop thinking of English as a practice and to start thinking of English as a communication tool and as something to be forward and positive and outgoing about. The Japanese speakers of English tend to be a bit withdrawn or held back when it comes to speaking English. The confidence is a little bit low. So what I'm seeking to do is to change that in all of Japan with my Answer Plus method. My Answer Plus method is part 1, 3 parts response to a comment or question. How are you? I'm fine. I had a great day today. I met friends for coffee. What did you do yesterday? Yesterday I worked. It was a tough day. I had to go to many places and it was cold. Answer plus. Always having at least, at the minimum, 3 parts, if not 4 parts, 5 parts. I like to tell people or explain to people that really English language speakers, at least those in North America or in the United States, learn how to give an expanded answer for most things that they have to respond to. And part of that is the rule of 3, that there's kind of a beginning, a middle, and an end. So really, if you think of Answer Plus as a beginning, a middle, and an end, that will help you to learn how to respond with an Answer Plus approach in conversations that you are in. It's very important to be able to do that instead of just one word or one sentence responses. How are you? I'm fine. What did you do yesterday? I worked. Yeah, so you want a beginning, a middle, and an end to your responses. And that's what I'm teaching. Now I'm also teaching how to do 30-second nonstop speaking. And that involves my 3-part method of first answer, then mind mapping, and then timed speaking practice. You can do this anytime and anywhere. It's a lot of fun. And what you are doing is you are concentrating on your responses, your opinions, your ideas. Yes, study from a book, study from the radio, but then make it your own. Then take the time to ask yourself, what would I say? How would I answer plus it? And that's what you need to do. That's really, really important, is to study vocabulary, study idioms, study grammar, study from the radio, study textbooks, take those ICANN tests or the TOEIC or the TOEFL tests. And remember, in those studies that are outside of yourself, make them your own by doing Answer Plus practice. So tonight we're doing icebreakers. And icebreakers are a great challenge for you to be able to start a conversation with someone in English. And the topic tonight is travel. Now it's very exciting because travel is increasing all over the world, and people from many different countries are traveling all over the world, and inside of Japan, of course, traveling all over Japan. You never know who you are going to meet. I understand about Japan and my experience of living here, ice breaking with strangers is just usually not done. There tends to be, well, I don't know. That's all I can say. So you can email me at conversationkatie@gmail.com and tell me your thoughts and opinions, or you can put it in the chat. But it seems to me that, yes, ice breaking or talking with strangers in line or at the bank or in a restaurant, it's perhaps done, but it's not common. Whereas I have to say, when I go back to the United States, I'm surprised and delighted because so many people start conversations with me. And then I remember, oh yeah, the United States, we start conversations with strangers. And then I get into starting conversations with people, and it's a lot of fun. It's just really fun. I know my grandmother used to say, Katie, you'll talk to anybody. I'm like, well, yeah. There's so much to learn from people. But you have to be careful. No, I won't talk to this person, or I've got a strange feeling about this person. I think I'll pass. That's very important. Listen to yourself. I don't talk to just anybody. I am careful about who I speak to. So travel, even while you're traveling, is a great way to start a conversation. And I'm going to teach you a way to prepare for these conversations and to make them icebreakers. What you'll be doing is using questions. Now, I will put on this play page later on tonight so you can check it again. And then tomorrow at 9 a.m. is the same webinar. I'll be teaching this again for the people who could not make it tonight. What we're doing is you're taking a question such as, do you enjoy traveling? And you're answering that question and using it as an icebreaker. So for example, do you enjoy traveling? I love traveling. I travel when I can. I like to travel in the off season because it's cheaper. Now imagine that is an icebreaker. You're traveling in Scotland or in China, and you're sitting next to someone and your eyes meet and you smile and say, oh, I love traveling. I enjoy it so much, especially in the off season, because that's an icebreaker. How did you create the icebreaker? You had a question that you answered ahead of time as preparation, and you used it as an icebreaker. Now, can I guarantee that each question or each answer will work as an icebreaker? No. But the fun of it is, if you treat it like a puzzle, if you're sitting on the train, or if you're sitting in the doctor's office, or if you're in a coffee shop by yourself, or maybe if you're just sitting quietly and you start thinking, travel questions. Where do I like to go? I like the beach. I love swimming. I really love to be near the ocean to eat fish. That can be an icebreaker. You have a question and an answer. Now, with your question and your answer, yes, I do, you'll have to cut because you can't start an icebreaker with, yes, I do. They'll think, what? That's a joke. I know you wouldn't do that. But what I'm trying to do is to let you know that in doing preparation for icebreakers, you are creating your own mini workbook with your answers and your ideas and your opinions that you're prepared to have a conversation about. So if you do this kind of preparation daily or weekly, at some point, you are going to find yourself in a situation where you can talk to someone and you start the conversation. And you will have created a lot of icebreakers to get that conversation going. So let's start. Google changed its format and moved to YouTube. And the picture gets lost or something happens, and Google changed in September. So I'm still figuring out exactly what to do and how to do it. And by January 2017, I should have it all figured out. So I'm looking forward to that. So if the screen stops or these blue men appear, wait a bit, because I should be able to get back on, or check back tomorrow and we'll try again. So I've tried to do some speaking right now so that you have a chance to understand what I'm talking about. Now, the worksheets that I have for this will be sent to you. I will send you in an email, and if you don't get them, it's conversationkatie@gmail.com. I will send you these worksheets, and they will be in English and Japanese. But for now, I thought, well, maybe just listen and work along with me. So let's try this. My first question to you is, and we will take 15 seconds to answer these questions. Let me move this here. My first question to you is, do you enjoy traveling? Now remember, yes, I do. Don't answer. Now normally, if it's a face-to-face conversation and you're already in the conversation and someone asks you, do you enjoy traveling? You would answer, yes, I do. But this is an icebreaker. So an icebreaker is not going to start with yes, I do. So let's try. And this will be your first icebreaker. And remember, it's answer plus plus, beginning, middle, end. We'll just take 15 seconds for you to answer this. Do you enjoy traveling? Do you enjoy traveling? Okay, that's 15 seconds. So you have just created your first icebreaker. How easy was that? I hope that was easy. You might want a pen and paper so that you can write down some answers to these questions that I'm going to show you when I screen share. So again, that answer to the question, do you enjoy traveling? That is an icebreaker. And that's something that you can think about. Oh, okay, that's how I can make icebreakers. So I am going to screen share with you. And oh, we've got some things. Let's say, whoops, I just clicked away. Oh, wonderful. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's nice to see you all again. I just looked into the chat. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, please feel free to chat along. If you have an answer to the do you enjoy traveling that you would like to share with us, that's fine too. Okay, well, here I go. I am going to screen share and we will get started working with some of these questions. I'll show you some of these questions. And let me get back to the picture. And excellent. Yes, I love technology. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to screen share. And there we go. I love that. All right, wonderful. Yes, long time no. Oh, your business condition. Wow. Well, I hope it's going well. Okay, just saw that. Okay, excellent. So remember I asked you, do you enjoy traveling? I'm going to omit this one. Do you enjoy traveling? I enjoy sightseeing. I like to travel in the off season. The off season is cheap. I like cheap. Because remember, yes, I do does not work for an icebreaker. So, do you enjoy traveling? I enjoy sightseeing. I like to travel in the off season. The off season is cheap. This is a great icebreaker. If you're traveling, if you meet a tourist, you know, oh, are you here traveling in Japan? I enjoy sightseeing too. And that's an icebreaker. All right. So let's look at the questions that I've got for this. Working with questions that are typical for talking about a travel experience. Is this your first time here? Now, if you're traveling and if you're in Thailand or Kamakura or Nikko, remember you're answering this question to create an icebreaker. So let's say Scotland. Let's say I'm in Scotland. Is this your first time here? This is my first time to Scotland. I'm really excited. There is so much to do. This is an icebreaker. And we go back to, what made you decide on here? There is so much history in Scotland. I came here to visit the castles and museums. I love history. You know, doing an icebreaker, you have eye contact, or you're waiting in line, or you're sitting next to someone, your eyes meet. How long are you staying? I'm here for 4 days in Scotland. It's a short trip. It's enough time to sightsee. This is an icebreaker. Sitting next to someone on the bus, or sitting next to someone at a cafe, or you're waiting in line, or you're at a museum looking at a picture. What have you heard about it? I've heard the Scottish people are very friendly. It's supposed to be very cold. I love winter, so I don't care. This is an icebreaker. I've heard the Scottish people are very friendly. What are you planning on doing? The hop-on, hop-off bus in Edinburgh sounds good. I'm getting the 2-day pass. The bus goes to the major sites. This is an icebreaker. You're breaking the ice with someone. Perhaps you see the bus, perhaps you... These questions can be asked about any travel that you're doing. Now, past experiences. Do you enjoy traveling? Where did you go? When did you go there? How did you get there? Where did you stay? How long were you there? What was the weather like? What did you think of the food? Did you buy any souvenirs? What was the highlight of your trip? These are all questions that you can answer before you travel or before you do anything, and use them as icebreakers. So, do you enjoy traveling? I love traveling. I save money each year. I go in the off season because it's cheaper. Where did you go? Kyoto is a great place to visit. There are a lot of temples and shrines. You can buy a lot of Japanese crafts. When did you go there? The last time I was in Kyoto was last month. It was perfect weather. The sun was shining all day. These can all be used as icebreakers. And you're using a question to help you formulate the icebreaker. And I'll say it again. You may be in Starbucks and your eyes meet someone's eyes, and you're in Kyoto and you smile and go, oh, the last time I was in Kyoto was last month. It was perfect weather. The sun was shining all day. And you may be thinking, what? That's an icebreaker? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You have something to say, and it's not a question. Now, you can use questions like, oh, do you come to Starbucks often? Or, oh, is this your first time to Kyoto? Or have you been to Kyoto before? But sometimes people don't like being asked questions. So it's easier to have kind of an icebreaker that doesn't ask about you. It gives information about the place, and it invites a conversation so that you're not directly asking someone immediately a question. Now, it's okay. Questions as icebreakers are okay. But you might want to think about having icebreakers that are not questions, and learning that there are all kinds of icebreakers in this world. You may be at a hotel, and you may say, wow, budget hotels are wonderful. And you may say, that's where I stayed. With points, you can get a free night or discount. Japan is small. Taking 2 or 3 day trips is perfect. Slowly, you can see a lot of Japan. The food in Kyoto is quite good. I loved the pickles. They were outstanding. Maybe you're in Tokyo talking to someone, and you see they have a brochure of Kyoto. There are just a lot of different ways to have icebreakers. Maybe you're on the plane going to Europe. I've been to Italy and Ireland and England. It's my first time to Scotland. Many of my friends have been. You're sitting next to someone, your eyes meet. Oh, I've been to Italy and Ireland and England. It's my first time to Scotland. Many of my friends have been. It's inviting a conversation. You're talking about something you've done, what you're going to do, and it's not directly asking the person a question. And that can sometimes be a great way to break the ice. So what I'm doing is just showing you that there are many ways to make icebreakers. And one way to create icebreakers is to have a question and then an answer. And use your answer as, in the future, a possible icebreaker. You can do this for sports, for food, for travel, for hobbies. It's using questions that might be in your textbook, or using questions that you study for everyday conversation, and realizing, oh, okay, I can use these as an icebreaker. Let's see, I want to make sure that this is still going. I don't have this on here, so I don't know if it's going to pop up or not. Yes, excellent. Okay, super. So I just want to make sure that this was still going. So again, yes, questions are a great way to do icebreakers, and you'll be getting these questions. These are questions you can certainly ask someone as an icebreaker. And how you do this is you choose a place that you're going to. Let's say, for example, you're going to Okinawa. You would have Okinawa at the top here. Is this your first time here in Okinawa? Answer the question. There's your icebreaker. What made you decide on Okinawa? Answer the question. Let's say you're going to China. Before you go to China, is this your first time here? This is my second time here. What made you decide on here? I'm really looking forward to going to Beijing. How long are you staying? Oh, I'm staying here in China for 2 weeks. I have a seminar to go to, and then I'm doing sightseeing. Or I'm studying Chinese. Answering these questions about a place you're going to before you go there is a great way to have icebreakers. So before I go to Scotland, answering these questions about Scotland, these create icebreakers. because I never know who I'm going to meet, who I'm going to see, how we connect. Maybe we're sitting next to each other on the bus, our eyes meet, and I have an icebreaker ready. There is so much history in Scotland. I came here to visit the castles and museums. I love history. That's an icebreaker. It does not have to be a question. These make the perfect icebreakers. So I just want you to think about, just some ideas on, okay. Almost anything can be an icebreaker. Yes, it can. Absolutely. And the idea that questions are good as icebreakers, questions work as icebreakers, but there are some people who may not like to be asked a question. These icebreakers are a little bit more you making a gesture and talking about yourself to introduce yourself and inviting the person to speak with you. So it's kind of exciting. And yeah, remember, icebreakers start with eye contact, standing in line, or having the tables next to each other in a restaurant. You never know when you'll have the possibility of contact and conversation. Preparing can be done wherever you are, whenever or wherever you are. Create some questions, answer them as an icebreaker, and find a great opportunity. So this document will be in an email on Monday. On Monday, I will send this document. Using questions to create your icebreakers is a great way to do this. And for travel, before you go anywhere, put the place here and answer the questions. Those are your icebreakers. All right, excellent. Let me see if I can get back to my screen. And if we keep this, screen sharing, stop screen sharing. All right, let's see what happens. Yay! So I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. It's been a lot of fun being able to talk to you about this. And I really hope that you take the time to get practice and to get preparation for doing an icebreaker. Preparation is the key. It's the key for whatever you do, whether it's sports or work or cooking. Everything is preparation. And if you want to be able to engage in conversation breakers, it's a great way for you to push yourself to have conversations with people. And that is what I really want to encourage you to do, because it's a lot of fun. Well, I think that's about it for tonight. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them in the queue. Yes, introduce and invite someone to have conversation with you. Excellent. You know, I love traveling, and I also love the plane and the airport. There are some, this is Tayako's comment. Thank you, Tayako. There are some great airports. My favorite airport is the Oh, is there a lovely cat behind Katie? Really? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm turning red. That's hilarious. This is Bubba. Bubba. Hey, Bubba. Hey. Are you shy? Are you shy, boy? Look how red I am. That's so funny. I didn't even know Bubba was there. That's horrible. Thank you. That is my cat, Bubba. He is very cute. He is my kitchen cat. If I go into the kitchen, Bubba goes into the kitchen. He'll get food, and then if I give food to another cat, he goes over to that bowl and eats it. Bubba loves food, don't you? You are very cute. You're a very cutie boy. He's a big boy. Thank you for commenting on that. That's funny. Yes, there are some great great airports in this world, and airports are great places for conversation breakers. The Shinkansen, the train stations, coffee shops. I have to say Starbucks is a pretty good place for conversation icebreakers to happen. A lot of people there studying, you look up, you meet eyes. It's fun. All right. Thank you, everyone, very much for being here. I appreciate it. I will write that in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, and have a great evening. And if you have any questions, please email me at conversationkatie@gmail.com. So remember, preparation, answer it, and you have an icebreaker. You can make icebreakers for any situation by writing a question and answering it. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.